speaking to us. And with that, viewers, let's take some breaking news. Now, visuals emerging from Venezuela, they're showing scenes of building collapse following the powerful earthquakes that struck the country. The footage captures significant damage and structural failures as strong tremors brought down parts of buildings, triggering panic among residents. Take a look at these. Arzu is now joining us on this. Arzu, once again, one after other, we're getting in more and more reports of damages. We were speaking to one woman in Venezuela who's saying that as per sources, at least 10,000 people could have been killed in these earthquakes. Any clarity on that?
Well, yes, two powerful earthquakes struck Venezuela within a minute of each other, causing several damage in the area, and a lot of damage has happened. And in fact, as we're interacting with the people in Venezuela, they are in fact sharing their, their problems and the situation that is right now prevailing. There is a lot of buildings that got damaged, and the people are still stuck, and they are, calling the names of their loved ones and trying to get the update regarding where their loved ones are. So yes, their situation is very alarming at this point of time, and a lot of people, in fact thousands of people, have lost their life, and it's still there are a lot of people, those who are still stuck in those debris. And people were forced to flee from their buildings. They were running away from the buildings that were going down, the debris that can clearly be seen in the visuals. Also, according to the US Geological Survey, the first earthquake measured at 7.1 in magnitude, and then its epicenter was located off the Caribbean coast west of the town of Moron, around 168 kilometers west of the Caracas, and the earthquake measured at a depth of 13 kilometers, and shortly afterwards a strong earthquake measuring 7.5 struck the same region. So one after another at the same location, and that's why we can clearly see one after the another have led to the most, one of the deadliest earthquake, and a lot of damage that has happened in the Venezuela right now. Yes.
Arzu, stay on with me. I'm going to take more updates now. Now, the devastation in Venezuela is being described as almost unimaginable after two powerful earthquakes struck the country just minutes apart, not even minutes. And the tremors have reportedly left buildings collapsed, with families trapped beneath rubble. Desperate rescue efforts underway as loved ones search for survivors. Visuals are on your screens. Take a look. Right, Arzu, one after another tragic images, visuals coming forth, people from under the debris being rescued, and people also looking for their loved ones, nowhere to be seen. Any details or any eyewitness accounts that you have picked up?
Well, yes, the devastation in the Venezuela is, unimaginable. The visuals that are coming in, we can clearly see how the, family members, the people in Venezuela are running, to get the update about their loved ones. And after the two powerful earthquakes stuck just a minute apart, living building collapsed, families trapped beneath the rubble in the debris, and also the desperate loved ones searching for the survivors. And in fact, the US Geological Survey has warned the disaster could ultimately claim, between 10,000 to 1 lakh lives. Through the officials have not yet confirmed a death toll, but yes, this number might increase as now the administration, the officials are on ground and they are trying to remove the people from the debris. So definitely, it's a heartbreaking visuals that are coming in from the Venezuela, and also as we interact with the people in Venezuela, we also interacted with a journalist, and she in fact mentioned how she feels abandoned and she has lost everything after these earthquake tremors, and how people have faced the damage and not only their properties but also they have lost their loved ones in this earthquake tremors that were felt one after another. Yes.
And Arzu, stay on for some more updates. Viewers, the footage also coming in from a house in Venezuela that's showing the intense impact of the quakes. Now, in these visuals, televisions, chairs and several household items can be seen vibrating, shaking vehemently and moving rapidly due to the powerful quakes, highlighting the severity of those. Now, the footage reflects the widespread panic as well and disruption caused inside homes as the tremors continue to impact the region. Take a look. Now, Arzu, while we do know that the earthquakes have struck the capital Caracas, but how much of the country, it's a large country, Venezuela, has been impacted because of these quakes?
Well, yes, reports confirm that there are a lot of building collapse in the parts of the capital and significant structural damage that have occurred. In fact, in the visuals also we can see, big buildings that were collapsing, and also the houses of the people are collapsed. And in the neighborhood like Burota and other place also, there have been a confirmed fatalities and injuries. Through full numbers are still being assessed, and is still the evacuation process is still going on, and emergency crews are actively searching through the rubbles. Evacuation is currently going on. Unstable building, we can clearly see still now also, there are debris, the buildings that are still falling, parts of the buildings are still falling. Treatment of the people are still going on in the nearby hospital, and that's the emergency situation that is right now prevailing in Venezuela, and it is considered as the one of the deadliest earthquake, two large earthquakes that occurred within a second of each other, which had led to this destruction, that have happened. And in fact, now we need to wait for the official number, but USGS has indicated high casualties and widespread damage likely that has happened in Venezuela. Yes.
All right, Arzu, stay on now. Prime Minister Modi has also reacted. Let's take that update. And in fact, viewers, Prime Minister Modi has expressed deep sorrow over the devastation that's been caused because of the earthquakes. He extended condolences to the bereaved families, prayed for the speedy recovery of the injured, and said India stands ready to provide all possible assistance, reaffirming solidarity with Venezuela during this difficult time. Arzu, even at a time when the neighboring countries of Venezuela have not really offered any help, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has assured assistance and said that India stands with Venezuela in this hour of grief, and has assured all possible relief to the people of Venezuela. Prime Minister Modi has put out that message. If we can put across the statement of the Prime Minister also on our screens, He's said deeply saddened by the devastation caused by the severe earthquakes in Venezuela. On behalf of the people of India, I extend our condolences, heartfelt condolences to the government and people of Venezuela, especially to their families who have lost their loved ones. We pray for the speedy recovery of those injured and stand in solidarity with all those affected during this difficult time. India stands ready to extend all possible assistance. Aditya, now that Prime Minister Modi has put out this message, when will aid operations begin from India to Venezuela?
Well, definitely, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has offered, support for the people injured in Venezuela, and definitely now, we could expect because recently we have seen how the interim president of Venezuela had come on an Indian or had come on a first official visit to India. So definitely, diplomatic ties between the two countries are excellent, and definitely now India stands ready to provide any sort of humanitarian assistance to Venezuela if needed. Kriti.
All right, we're getting in a breaking as well from Donald Trump. Let's put that across. Now, US President Donald Trump has also offered immediate American assistance to Venezuela.